Hello.
Round 2. Our computer's already rejected us.
Yes, we were 30 seconds in and already had technical difficulties because this is attention-seeking behavior quarantine Zoom edition.
Quarantine Zoom edition.
We're really wildly excited to be back because we have nothing going on in our lives.
We have nothing going on. We're also reporting live from 2 different states right now. Crazy how internet works.
Wow. Literally, they couldn't keep us apart.
I miss our closet though, I'm not even gonna lie.
I know, the podcast closet is... Should I just like move into a closet maybe?
Yeah, honestly the sound would probably be better.
Probably.
I don't know.
Hey guys, so
Hey guys.
it's May 9th. Dude, shout out to everyone graduating today.
I know, that shouldn't be me. Better drop down.
I love that song. Congrats
wrote
to
it.
all of you guys for graduating via Zoom. That's kind of sad and also really cool that you were able to do that. But I just kind of want to give a quick shout out to them.
You'll never forget it. That's what my dad keeps saying about things. He's like, we're never going to forget this. It's like, yeah, I'd actually rather forget it though.
Yeah, or is it just going to be like a depression blur when we look back on it?
I know, it's going to be in the history books. It's going to be in the history books.
Yeah, people also keep saying that, and it's like, is it? I don't think so.
It might.
Who knows? We're recording this via Zoom, so we're also looking at each other. You look gorgeous, stunning.
You look stunning. We're accidentally matching, but that makes sense.
I know, and this may or may not be going on YouTube. So
oh yeah,
I'll just say what we're all thinking. If you're interested in seeing my nipples through my shirt, check out our YouTube channel. OnlyFans vibes. Okay, everyone's rushing to youtube.com. It shuts down. We break the internet.
Can I just say, I put on my neighborhood Facebook to ask for a microphone, and all these neighbors were like, "What's your podcast? I'd love to listen to it." And I was like, "You're actually not allowed. I'm so sorry." And I think my dad was stressed.
I was just telling Grace that I'm currently in my bedroom and my mom is next door, and she's a therapist, so she's been doing like Zoom therapy, and I'm sure her like children clients are just hearing me being like, "How's your fat pussy?" Like, what's up? I'm so depressed and sad.
Honestly, it'll be good for them. They'll appreciate it.
What classic quarantine things have you been up to inspire our listeners to do?
Well, speaking of Zoom therapy, every like beginning of the week I do with Zoom. Well, I don't do it on Zoom. It's like this other website that they do, but I've been doing I got to meet my therapist's dog, which was fun, really cute. Just like sits on her lap. It honestly makes it better.
And that's what quarantine's all about, is meeting people's pets, actually.
Yeah. Well, the first time it was funny. I was like, "Hey, we're like FaceTiming right now." And it's like, but then she's like, "Yeah, my dog's here. I hope you don't mind." And it was just
See, that's the thing, is this just kind of feels like a FaceTime right now, so I don't want to like start talking shit or like getting too deep or whatever, you know. But
I know it's weird. It's hard to be like in the people are gonna listen to this hopefully mindset when I'm like in my bedroom. But hey,
two things. Well, one thing that we both did that's very classic quarantine is we both dyed our hair.
This is actually doing my hair twice, but it kind of just looks the same as it did the first time I did it. But
we both became e-girls.
Yeah, we e-girled our hair really kind of similarly, but like opposites.
But opposites. Mine's like hidden and yours is like out.
Yeah, but it's like I tied it like 2 days ago again, and already looks like my roots have grown out, and it's like, what's that about?
Everyone's dyeing hair or cutting bangs or both, which is like, go off. We should always have this mentality,
right? And also, why wouldn't you? The thing is, it's like I had no intention of actually, like, I wasn't planning anything, and then Gina was doing something with her hair, and I was like, okay, just do mine. Because
everyone's like, don't cut your bangs, don't text your ex, and it's like, there's absolutely no rules right now. Do whatever the hell you want.
What's the point? If you want to like hook up with your ex via Snapchat, you can.
Yes, and I give you permission to do that, Grace.
I would never.
He's winking into the camera.
They'll see this and they'll know. Caroline, you can't lie anymore. They can see it.
That's true.
I'm not Mom. She doesn't listen, so it doesn't matter.
I got bored enough where I got a dog, so that's an update.
What should I do? Get a dog.
I just opted
It's like a lot of people have been having foster fails. #
Oh, I've never even heard of that before. That's kind of cute.
Bridget just texted my family, Gina, stop being loud. Grace is recording. I can't even hear.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you, Bridget. If you can hear me, thank you.
Bridget, yeah, we don't have those huge sound panels like we usually do, so hopefully it's
I
not echoey. So
know.
actually, I strategically placed every item of clothing I've ever had on my floor in order for the sound to be absorbed into it. So I think it's
I
gonna be.
know. I was like, should I like hang up towels everywhere? I don't know what to do. I don't really.
Matt,
My
no,
room.
you know that I want you to do mattresses everywhere, like in the One Direction documentary, how they recorded their album
Oh
in a
God.
hotel.
And that's when Harry. What is he singing that everyone loves that video? I
I
think
don't
it's best
even
song
know.
ever. And he's like this. He's shirtless. He's like, so good.
What do you
That's
think Harry's
exactly.
doing? I mean, I know we have a whole segment for him, but what do you think he's doing during quarantine?
Well, one time he was riding his motorcycle next to Kendall Jenner and her friend, but it seems like the times that I've seen him, he's been wearing like the same thing, going on walks. So he's with us. He's doing the same thing as we all are.
Celebs are just like us.
They really are.
Harry Styles are just like us.
I would love to be quarantined in a mansion in California right now.
That'd be
Sounds like a
pretty sick.
dream. I know.
Anywhere that's just like slightly sunny, I'm like, you guys don't even
Yeah.
get to complain about being quarantined.
I know today like looks like it'd be a gorgeous day, but it's kind of chilly, which is a
And that's
bummer.
been the vibe.
When it's
Deceptive
sunny
as
and
hell.
cold, it's like that's kind of rude. Yesterday was so
Yeah.
windy, I thought I was gonna fall down. I was like
Okay,
suing God for this one, the weatherman.
Well, okay, some more quarantine activities. You've kind of redone your entire room.
Yeah, as you guys can see if you're watching this on YouTube, but just kidding. But my room was lime green, so similarly to like. It wasn't even lime green though. It was
Comment down
like
below if you were a tween who got to choose the color of your room and then you went for a really bold color that you now hate.
yeah, which I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing that since you're like back home. But my room was like this dark, like avocado color, which I love avocados, but just not for my
You
room
need a
color.
whole one even.
I can shout out to my mom who thinks I'm obese. You can eat a whole avocado. She says in disgust. Okay, sorry. It's like
It's really so normal.
I know. Wait, Gina will be like, is that a whole avocado on your bread? Like, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I bought paint like months and months and months ago, and then I just was like, you kind of need a quarantine to like do your room. You need like a whole week off. It's a lot of
we
work.
kind of need a global pandemic to put some time aside to put up paintings.
Right. So I painted my room. That took like 2 weeks because there was so much prep work to do. Because like there was so many like weird holes and things in my wall that I had to spackle. Anyway, I just wasted a bunch of money.
Woman in construction.
Yeah, literally. I wasted a bunch of money on. I not waste, but I spent a lot of money on prints and stuff. So
I thought you just said you raised a bunch of money. I was like, did you make a GoFundMe to paint your room?
No, it's like $40 for paint. And I got it. My mom bought it for me.
Well, it looks great.
Yeah, it's exciting. I just did this today. My gallery wall. My dad is a very casual guy, and my mom has like diagnosed OCD, so it was interesting.
Opposites attract, babe.
Yeah, putting this wall up because my dad was like, well, oh, that didn't work, and was like just hammering all these holes into my freshly spackled walls.
There's actually a million nails in your wall right now.
There literally are. It sucks. There's so many tiny holes. Thankfully, they're like small nails, but I was like, he was scuffing them. And then my mom came in. She was like, this is not what I thought. I'm like, well, it's my room and it looks fine, so it's okay, mom. But anyway, yeah, I redid my room, had an opportunity to go viral on TikTok, and I didn't, which sucks. Everyone's viral.
True, that would have been a great TikTok. I've been getting I get a lot of different content on TikTok because I spend so much time on it, which we'll actually set some time aside for.
Yeah, vast right now.
I've been getting a lot of like, it's so easy to just rebuild your entire New York City apartment for a small price, and I'm like, wait, actually, I'm taking notes.
People are literally like ripping their floors apart. Like, I thought I was being intense, but then I'll like go on there like, okay guys, so I'm actually destroying my basement and turning it into a fun chill hangout, and it's like they're literally doing severe construction.
So what you're gonna need is a pack of nails and then also a bulldozer because we're gonna be taking down all the walls.
Serious. Or these people are like, decided to uncover this pool in my backyard. Oh wait, there's shoes here. Someone was murdered. And like, have you seen that one?
No.
That came up on me. It has like 1 million likes, and it was like, digging our pool, and I was like, oh, fun, like that's cool. But they were like, well, they were never legally allowed to have this pool, and that's why it's confusing. But we saw on an aerial view in 2001 that there was a pool here, and then now there's clothes and buried in this pool, and it's like, I have to check it. I haven't looked in a while, but I think they're
That's a crazy twist. Did
Mm-hmm.
you expect to find anything in your room? Sometimes I'm like, that floorboard looks a little loose. There's probably a diary under there.
Yeah, I found my sister had a bunny like 3 years ago, and I found shit from it in the closet. Every time I clean my room, I find another little pellet. Thankfully,
do you shed a single tear remembering her?
yeah, rest in peace, Bunny. Just
Was its name Bunny?
Honey Bunny, but we always call
Honey
it
Bunny.
I hated that thing.
So you had Miss Kitty and then Honey Bunny. Very literal names for your family pet.
Yeah, and then Bob.
Oh, my angel on earth, Bob.
Look at my background.
Everyone, I'll describe it for everyone. Don't worry. Okay, so it's Bob. It's a side. Oh my god, he's sitting so nicely on the couch. His little ears make it look like he has a bob himself, hairstyle.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's asking a question in this one. He's like, oh. I've just been taking pictures of Bob, but we've watched.
And I've been getting all of them, thank God.
We watched similar shows.
Should we get into it?
Yeah, I think. Why not?
Why not? So basically, what we want to
the same anyway.
Getting into our segment comedy consumption, we're gonna discuss a show that's actually not a comedy in the slightest, but is the funniest thing ever written.
Yeah,
and that is, say it with me, even though there's a lag, Outer Banks.
Outer Banks. I wonder if it's like Outer
Banks. So more clearly, it is Outer Banks on Netflix. And
I hadn't heard of it, but it only came out not that long ago, which is probably why I hadn't heard of it yet.
Shout out to my friend Riley, who told me to watch, and it was actually the best advice anyone's ever given me.
And we started it like on accident at the exact same time.
I know, because we both watched it within 2 days, as it should be watched.
Yeah.
So Outer Banks can only really this, as I talk about it, is going to be filled with spoilers, just so you know, because there's no way you can't. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I guess that's true. Who cares? Sorry, guys. If you haven't watched really care, just move on, I guess. But that's sad. I want you to listen to us.
Yeah. But basically it can really only be described as, which I've like seen on Twitter as like Goonies but with Hollister models.
I saw, my favorite one was Shows. That was my favorite one that I saw. Are we back?
That was just frozen towards me for a second, but whatever you said, I fully agree and stand by you 100%.
I was saying that it was like OC meets Ozark, but worse than both. That was my favorite one. Yeah. Because it's so true.
Ozark. But basically, to give a quick synopsis, I guess,
it's hard to describe.
It's so hard to describe because it's freaking nuts. Well, okay, I went into it after watching the trailer being like, oh, this is gonna be kind of like OC vibes, 90210 vibes, where it's just like teens like kind of fighting and getting in trouble, and they're all just like hot. Right. Yeah. And then I watched the first episode and it's actually like, oh, there's like, you know, a social divide between the rich kids and the poor kids, but the catch is they're both looking for a hidden treasure.
When I saw the trailer, I was thinking there was some kind of like, I guess there is kind of a mystery, but I thought it was more like crime vibes rather than like literally like X marks the spot hidden gold.
Within the first 10 minutes of the first episode, there is a dead body that is found. So if that kind of tells you what you're getting into. Also, that part was wild because first up, they are in a boat. They find a sunken boat.
Oh my god, I forgot they found it.
Yeah, they immediately like, do you think there's a dead body in there? And they all jump in to see. I'm like, okay, you need professional help if that's your first. Just be like, oh, let's find like bodies in the marsh.
It was literally like a hurricane. They're like, let's go surfing. And they were like, what a hurricane. They're like, waves, bro.
And then they get chased and shot at in a boat again, first episode, and they're like, this is crazy. And it's like,
I know. What they didn't, none of them had any anxiety. Like they were all just like, oh, that was like the best day ever. That one girl said that one time, she's like, not to be crazy, but that was the most fun I've ever had. She like almost died and watched all of her friends die. That was hilarious. My foot is deeply asleep.
That day that she's talking about is they break into this like old mansion with an old blind woman living in there. The blind woman catches them and like starts shooting at them, and they like run
like,
out.
Known as a murderer, an axe murderer.
It was like so fun. I love life being poor. I was like, I love being one of the poors with you guys. It's Kooks versus Pogues, by the way. Kooks are the rich kids. Pogues
horrible names. I hate Pogue.
Yeah. And Kook. Are you more of a Kook or a Pogue?
Obviously Neither. I would say, I mean, in terms of social economic status, I would say that I'm a Pogue.
Unfortunately, as my sister Lizzie pointed out, Key, one of the characters, says kooks care more about shoes than they do about surfing, and I was like, that actually makes me a kook.
Fuck, I'm a Coog. No, it's basically like Vineyard Vines versus like, I don't know what would,
Salvation Army? I don't
yeah,
know.
I guess like what would like dirt basically is the Pogue. I'm like, do these kids not own showers? Is what I'm
No,
wondering.
and it's one of those shows where you're like, are they tan or are they dirty?
And I think that they're dirty.
But John
John
B, the
B at
main
least says
dude.
dirty.
Do you think John B's face is filled with fillers?
Okay. Did I say that to you?
No, Lizzie said that to me, and I was like, I have to talk to Grace about this.
I was so excited to bring it up. Maybe I didn't send it just so I could bring it up on the pod, but I was like, what? Oh, I didn't notice it first. I noticed Sarah Cameron had a little filler in her lip because the rich like this. But with him, I didn't really, I mean, because I guess I'm not really looking for it in guys a lot of the time, of course, because of,
You know, the patriarchy.
And so then I went on TikTok this morning and I was like, first of all, I find one Outer Banks TikTok and I sent it to Caroline, and now my whole feed is Outer Banks.
Yeah, no regrets.
Before I even knew what it was, I was like, what is Outer Banks? And then so anyway, but then it was like, John B has lip fillers, and there was this picture and he's like and then another one, I was like, so that was me having skinny lips and
Yeah, that lip.
but I couldn't believe that. But I feel like probably guys do get plastic
His
surgery.
cheeks are crazy. That was the main one where I was like, oh yeah.
Guys have this lucky thing where it's like no one thinks they're getting plastic surgery, but then they are all the time.
What dude, actually, guys are addicted to plastic surgery.
Or you can like get their jaws turned into like sharp edges. And
Grace and I could make an entire separate podcast about plastic surgery because it's fascinating to us.
I would love to do that. Would that be like anti-feminist of me to just be like, this girl is full of fillers?
No, I think we do it in kind of an objective way where we're just like, that's actually really interesting and very well done. We don't shame. We're just like, if you have that money, go for it.
Like Bella Hadid's face is perfect. Like they did a really good job, whereas like Kylie isn't as perfect.
Okay, well, that's anti-feminist dragging Kylie on the pod.
No, you know that I stan Kylie hard. I know. Okay, her matzo ball soup. Okay. For me, I love her and I support her. I think she is a self-made billionaire. Fight me about this.
Did I talk about the matzo ball soup on pod? I don't think I did because we were in quarantine. Grace and I were FaceTiming, and this was like right after IU emailed us being like, "You're never coming back. You should all literally find something else to do with your life." And I was really sad about it. And Grace is like silent for once, and then she goes, "Wait, Kylie Jenner's matzo ball soup looks so good." I was like on the verge of tears. She's looking at Kylie Jenner's Instagram story.
I think here's the thing, to defend myself. I think there was like, you sent me something, like there was like a reason I got on Instagram, and then like it just like clicked on Kylie Jenner's story. I was there and I was like, holy fuck, that looks so good. And it was like an ADD moment where you just like have to speak what you're thinking.
I know.
I did feel like
the worst part of the whole thing is I went on and I was like, damn, that actually does look really good.
No, you were like, well, let me go see. You're like wiping your tears off your eyes. You're like, well, now I need to know.
That was a beautiful moment. Getting back to thanks. Wait, there was one part there. Oh yes. This happens in every like teen drama show.
Yeah.
But every time it makes me laugh so hard is when these two actors, one being like a parent and one being a kid, who are definitely within the same generation, you know.
Yeah.
Anytime they're like, you just turned 16 and I expect to be more responsible, and they like pan to the kid who's so clearly like a father of two, like late 30s at least. He's like, being 16 sucks, and like that always gets me because you're like taken out of the experience when you're watching it. You're like, yeah, no, these are adults, but it's fine. And
it's so weird when every time they say they're 16, then I'm like, ew, I don't want you guys to like me. I don't want to know you've just had sex. Like you're 16. Like even though I had sex at 16. But I'm just like,
brag.
No.
We did talk about this via FaceTime when we were saying how like high school shows are addicted to starting at 16 and then rushing through and being like, oh, I guess we have to follow them into college now. It's like, no, just like make time pass slowly. It's a TV show.
Yeah. Or why start, at least make them like sophomores. Like what's the point of starting them as juniors, finishing junior year? and then do like you have 2 seasons there. Then you don't have any
Makes
more.
no sense. Normalize being a super senior on TV, I think, more than anything.
Normalize failing school and having to go back in high school, not having to get your GED or something. It's like, where's that? Where's that?
Yeah.
Bridget was.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say Bridget was just telling me that she was watching some show and like the casting, like the actual actors, the girl was 18 and the guy was like 29 playing 16-year-old or something. And I was like, does he look 29? She's like, no. But I was like, that's still so fucking weird. Like,
I don't like that at
why are you
all.
playing a 16-year-old?
And that's Hollywood, babe. Get used to it.
That really is Hollywood, I guess. I suppose so.
Is like the moms of people literally being the same age, but like, she's a woman, she looks haggard as hell. And then it's
in Outer Banks, like Ward's wife, I thought that was a sister until they like kissed, and I was like,
like, wait, who? What?
Sarah Cameron's dad.
Yeah. Oh, you thought that was a sister and then it was her stepmom.
Yeah, I was like, I guess that's a point. She's supposed to be kind of like young, but I was like, wait, he just called her babe and sweetie, but that still could be daughter. And then they kissed, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
I thought this was the older sister this whole time.
But that reminds me of kind of one of the funniest parts of the show, which again, quick spoiler, but John B is kind of hooking up with this girl, Sarah.
Oh yeah.
John B.
Like, you know.
John B is orphan vibes, if you will.
Yeah, literally orphan vibes. Classic teen show, living by herself, just like casually.
Yeah, his dad is quote unquote lost at sea. At one point, John B goes, "Who even gets lost at sea anymore?" And it's like, actually, facts. Who gets lost at sea anymore?
That's like 5 minutes into the show, and you're like, "What am I watching?"
And he keeps bringing it up, and every time he brings it up, he's like, "My dad's alive. He's just lost." Everyone's like, "Shut up, he's dead." And it's like, okay, that's actually really traumatic. And that's
everyone's addicted to being like, "Your dad's dead, dude. Get over it." And he's like, "Sorry, it hasn't even been a year, and like I'm concerned that my father is washed up somewhere."
Well, anyway, John B is orphan vibes, right? And so he's about to get sent to foster care, quote unquote, the mainland, because they're on an island.
Yeah.
And then Sarah, his girlfriend's dad, is like, "Hey, John B, don't worry, boy, I got you. I'm gonna adopt you." And they're all just like really
his other son out, his actual son. He's like, "I have a room for you now." I was so
kicks his blood son out to bring in his daughter's boyfriend, and it's like, "You two are brother and sister now, but like keep fucking. It's cool."
Boyfriend of a week, by the way. Like they go on they spend one day together, like an afternoon, and then he does a speech where he's like, "Well, I'll see you later." You know what? Wait, serious? Like I can't believe like you can just fall in love like in an afternoon, like or whatever. And he's like so crazy. And then she was like, "Shut up," and kissed him to make him stop talking. And I was like, that is the most romantic thing I've ever seen. They hung out for less than 24 hours and were in love. And
and she actually did have a boyfriend at that time.
He still did, yeah.
They literally went to a library together to find like notes from a slave in order to find
a slave that owned her house.
You know that classic high school moment when you have to go to this library to find hidden messages, which is also was pointed out to me from Harry Hill's podcast, if you know who that is, that like college that they go to is like fully like landlocked, and they're always like, just gotta take the boat over there to get to the library or whatever. And it's like, so no one looked at a map when writing the show.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Chapel Hill.
That's
so funny. Wait, I didn't even think about that.
God, it's just really funny. Every single episode, so much happens that you think it's the finale. You're like, oh, they already found 2 dead bodies and actually got into a fist fight, and kids were drowning kids, and now there's more gold. Like, this has to be the end, and it's not.
And they like found what they were looking for. I like went to look at the episodes, and it was episode 5 of 10, and I was like, no, what?
Where does this go from here?
I know, I was like, there must only be like 7 episodes or something, or 6 episodes, and then I was like, well, how is this halfway done? What the fuck is gonna happen? I was so confused. To be fair, it is kind of a fun watch. Like I had a good time watching it.
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
kind of excited to get back to my computer. You know, like when I wasn't watching it, I was like, you know, I kind of want to know what John B's up to. Those crazy kids,
those crazy kooks and pogues, dude.
Okay, Pogue lot. No Pogue on Pogue macking.
No one says macking. No one.
Also, it's like who are you supposed to hook up with?
Right. What? If like you that okay, and that's actually the thing. This was very abstinence forward.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because they're like, don't mess with kooks, they suck, but then they're also like no pogue on pogue macking. So it's like, where do you go to hook up?
Who do you date then? And then they were like so mad at him dating Sarah Cameron, and I was like, well, there's no pogue on pogue macking. So it's like, what is he gonna do?
Make up your mind.
He needs somewhere to live. I'm glad that the him being like, she's just, I'm just using her for the gold. I'm glad that didn't blow up into a whole fight because I was like not in the mood to listen to them fight. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God.
Other crazy characters. I mean, like at one point, there's a lot of drug dealing. A cop
Yeah.
does get shot. Okay, here's the thing: a cop gets shot. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. A cop gets shot. They blame it on John B. All of a sudden, the FBI is like in this tiny, teensy, weensy small town.
This man is running
find this
for
kid.
his life.
Yeah.
There's helicopters, there's boats, there's cops on every corner of the house or the island. Like I was like, bro, what? How are they not finding this man?
And it's like, how aren't they spotting him with those full ass lips, those plastic cheekbones? It's like you can see him from miles away.
I'm like, now I'm just reflecting on his face and how full of fillers it is, but I just didn't notice.
I know. It was so normal. Literally, Outer Banks normalized male fillers.
That is so yeah, they said, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna fight the patriarchy. We're gonna make patriarchy. JJ was annoying, but I like the name JJ, so
all their names were crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, John B. It's like you don't think that's a weird name until someone's like yelling it because they thought that you died because you were pushed off of a tower.
Yeah,
it's like,
why wouldn't they just say John?
Yeah,
right.
Shorten it because he did.
I like John B.
Tower.
Right.
And then only had a broken arm.
Like, he fell off. He fell off. Yeah, he didn't die. They were like, dude, sorry. But that happened in, that 70s show too. They always were falling off that water tower. Do you watch that show?
I dabbled in it.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
Speaking of teens being played by grown-ups, except for Mila Kunis, she was actually a teen.
Yeah, they were actually teens though, I think.
Oh, well, good for them.
At least some of them. Maybe they're playing younger than they were, but
we love that Mila and Ashton are together because I love a teen couple that actually dates in real life, and you know that.
So and also 20 plus years ago or whatever.
Yeah,
so cute.
And they're gorgeous. So what's not to like?
True.
Okay, names. Also, Pope was a name.
He was an okay character.
Pope was likable.
What the fuck was Rafe? What kind of name is Rafe?
I don't know. I literally, when I was texting you about it, I was like, I don't know how to spell this name. I'm gonna be honest.
I know. I didn't know if it should be like RAEFEEAF. Oh.
Guys, if you know how to spell Rafe, please DM us.
it's XAAE. A12.
Wait, do we know how to pronounce Grimes' name?
No, because he went on
Joe Rogan.
And was like, you clearly so embarrassed that was his kid's name. First of all,
I know.
He was like,
and Joe Rogan was like laughing in his face. I kind of felt bad.
Yeah, it was awkward because I'm like, you actually really did just like name your kid that. It's like on birth certificate probably now, but he was like, it's like X, like the letter, and then it's like he said it was like
Ash or something, right?
But she said it was like I, like AI.
Oh, so they don't even know between the two of them.
Yeah, they haven't agreed. She also said it was like it's based off the SR-17. He's like, it's SR-71.
Oh yeah, he corrected her on Twitter.
They're like in the hospital, like sitting next to each other. Like,
I wish I was named after a plane that's all about speed and not whatever.
I mean, I guess they could just call him X. Even though it's kind of stupid, but it's
I do love the memes that came from that.
That was funny.
I don't even feel bad.
Honestly, I'll give Gina a shout out. She put like a screenshot of Johnny Cash, a boy named Sue, but instead of Sue, it said X.
That was funny. There was a lot of good stuff.
I was like,
just him like being an alien.
Yeah.
So basically, Outer Banks was onto something when they were like, we don't have to use real names at all.
Yeah, they did it.
2020, we're stopping that.
I know. But JJ was like the most, I guess Sarah Cameron is a normal name.
Mm-hmm.
Key. I was like, can't you call her Kai?
Key was annoying too, unfortunately.
I hated her.
She was her whole role in the show was just like, don't do that, and then they would go do it, and like,
and then flirting with all of them. I was like, who the hell is she gonna hook up with? I can't tell.
No Pogue on Pogue macking.
But she was the one who was enforcing that rule. But then would be like, be careful. She kissed everyone on.
She would literally kiss. She would literally kiss everyone, and then
it was like
wait,
I'm not into
you, which is like kind of my vibe, but.
True. It was like a sensual kiss too. It wasn't just like bye, like kiss. Like it was like she'd like make out with her cheek.
that was basically her role in the show. I don't know. I just recommend watching, especially if in quarantine. Like perfect time for that show to come out because we're not
it's a fast
anything.
watch. I know because you want to know what happens at the end of the day. So you're like, okay.
You know what's crazy to think about? That Tiger King was quarantine. That feels like years ago.
Feels like so long ago. I'm kind of glad it's over. I watched it, but I was like, nah, I'm just like so over it and I never want to think about it again.
Yeah, that's fine. And we shouldn't have to.
But except Nicolas Cage is playing Joe Exotic in a show. Did you see that?
No. Okay, here's what I have to say about these like
Good for him, I guess.
turning a docu-series into a fictional thing. It's like the reason why like specifically Tiger King did so well is because these people are so ridiculous that they seem like characters. So by like making that into this like fictional type thing, it doesn't hit the same way because it's like Joe Exotic is fucking nuts. You can't play that, you know?
No, I don't get what the point of making it is. I guess because it had so much success, but at the same time, it's like just leave it be. You have so many shows. Like now it's all
Yeah.
Outer Banks or whatever. So it's just
Right,
like,
and at this point, that's gonna be made in like what 3 years, and then we're gonna be like, Carol Baskin, who? What's happening?
true. It's gonna be a really long time from now when you
I
think
know.
about it.
Okay, literally, guys, practice social distancing so Outer Banks can start filming as soon as
True.
possible.
There are just so many shows that we need. If I don't get to see Succession fucking season 3, I'm gonna KM as I'm gonna intentionally pass away.
That's all
IPA.
she has to say about that. Yeah, you rewatched
I rewatched
quick
Succession.
quick shout out to, say it with me, Shiv Roy's butt.
Shiv Roy's butt. Shiv Roy's butt. Yeah, that was awesome. It was a great watch. It was honestly like I watched season 1 so long ago. It was really nice to not so long ago, but while it was airing, which was a couple years ago. So it was nice to kind of revisit. It was such a good fucking show. I love it so much.
So good.
But
And honestly a comedy, so fitting that we discuss it.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I feel like I've talked about it like every episode though. It's really worth watching. I watched Normal People, which you're reading.
Which I'm reading, no spoilers. I'm reading
Okay.
it. Guys, for once in my life, I'm reading a book. Okay, PhD vibes.
I actually ordered a 700-page book that I started last night.
What is it?
It's called A Little Life. Carl, shout out Carl, he recommended it to me.
Shout out Carl.
And I'm really excited to get into it. I didn't even know what it was about. I was like, okay, ordered.
Yeah, I mean, now's the time.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts about Outer Banks?
Just that you should watch it. It's really entertaining.
It's really entertaining.
And it made me smile. I appreciate that. And now my whole TikTok is.
Yeah, I laughed very hard while watching it, which is like why I was like, we need to talk about it because I also want to talk about it with everyone. It's not so cool.
I thought that. Oh, excuse me. I thought you had finished, so I was like sending you the entire ending of the show, like on Snapchat, like my reactions, and then you were like, "Oh my
I just got a Snapchat for you, and I saw Rafe crying, and I was like, okay, Rafe was totally fine last time I checked, so I got to click through really quickly.
I know. I'm glad that you didn't, because I would have spoiled big endings of the show.
Big endings, because everything goes super fast.
I know.
Yeah, great show, guys. Definitely recommend watching it. If you do, DM us because I want to know everyone's thoughts about it, even though we just spoiled it for you.
Yeah, you don't know who did certain things,
right? And the fact that like the things that we were saying that seem so major, again, were like small plot points within like this huge story arc.
They're also not even necessarily spoilers. They're like they're hunting for gold. They're obviously gonna fucking find it at some point, because it's like, why would they make the show if they weren't?
Right. Exactly, which is why it's Goonies. Also, the entire time when they were like, we need to find the gold, if you gave me an amount of gold, I'd be like, take it back because I don't know what to do with this. How do you turn gold into money so you can be an orphan, a rich orphan?
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know a lot about gold. Somebody told me that this rich person I know, we won't reveal their information, my friend.
Drop the address.
Yeah. His parents apparently like have gold somewhere, like bonds or whatever the fuck. I don't even know.
Okay, let's eat the kooks.
I know. He's a kook for sure. For sure. Yeah, that's so fun.
Okay, so our next comedy consumption thing that we want to talk about, again, just keeping with the theme of quarantine, which hopefully we'll continue doing now that we can like know that we do this. We'll continue doing episodes and like discuss things beyond dyeing your hair,
Yeah.
But, we literally just want to set time aside for TikTok, period.
Yeah, because we said we would anyway, but now it's like, I'm just gonna say social media has been like not that great, because you just see, even when it's like good and funny and whatever, it's like, oh my god, I'm either seeing some horrible news about murderous killer hornets, or the coronavirus is worse here, or it's it's peaking here, or now it's going to be even worse and we're extended to this, or just some negative things, or I'm seeing some idiots turning up together, mass groups of people spreading it
Canceled.
around. Yeah. Who is FaceTiming me at this point in time? Sorry that I got a
Someone's trying to
FaceTime.
be a guest.
Let me text her and say it was Kennedy Crow. Ken, I can't FaceTime
Kennedy
you.
famously hasn't listened to the pod.
I know, literally.
Best friend of the pod hasn't listened to the pod, which is kind of a theme.
I
My best
know.
friend hasn't really listened either, and that's okay. And I celebrate that. It's actually cool to be confronted by strangers via Tinder. Actually, that was a high for me to get a Tinder message being like,
Yeah.
"Pod." I was like, yes.
Someone just DM'd me on Instagram.
What'd they say?
They were like, "Hey, you're cute. I live in Indy." I was like,
Okay, wait. Actually, speaking of, this is very on topic. Last night, I DM'd some people that I follow on TikTok who I find to be very beautiful. Specifically, the man who cuts fruit and just stares into the camera. I was like, "You're the only man that would ever treat me right." I'm DMing you right now, and I haven't gotten anything back, but I'll keep you guys updated.
He is so cute. I love it when the one that was like an apple and he like ate it off the knife. He was like,
I know.
it
He
was
knows
like,
exactly what he's
okay.
doing. He actually kind
You
of
know.
recently started reading poetry on TikTok, and it's like, I'm not here for that necessarily.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Kind of a
I
shame.
don't follow him, but the fruit videos come up for
Yeah.
sure.
But as you were saying, most
Oh,
social
yeah.
media is toxic right now.
It's toxic. Like there's just something negative every time I get on. Like I'm bored of Instagram. I don't. It's always like the same three people because like people are posting and not posting. You know. So it's just like I don't care. Anyway, TikTok has been like the one joy, like consistent joy that I've had. I'm like watching my neighbor's dog poop right now. um, but it's just always funny, always endless material. You know, like you get to the end of your Instagram feed, you get to the end of your Twitter, but it's like there's endless
Literally.
TikTok.
It's dangerous.
And it's wonderful, and I just get on and I laugh the whole time.
I know. And right now, specifically during the time where you're just trapped at home, I mean, obviously I'm watching way more TikTok now than I have before,
Right.
but like I was on the app previously.
Yeah, same.
And I just feel like right now I'm like everyone's creativity is kind of flowing.
I
Like there's very
know.
funny stuff being made. And every time I watch, I'm like, that's great. And then I'm like, that's crazy that was made by a 14-year-old and I am an adult woman on this app being like, you're doing great, sweetie.
Obviously, as you guys maybe could guess, mine's a lot of Harry Styles edits. And
Me too. Oh, she's holding up her Harry Styles pillow. Which is circa what year do you think that was? That was like a What Makes You Beautiful photo shoot.
Oh yeah, he's like 16 in this. I was probably like 12 or something.
Very cool to have a picture of a 16-year-old boy on a pillow that you sleep with every night.
It's on my chair. I don't sleep with it, okay?
Oh, good.
Whatever. Anyway, what I was gonna say though is I'll go on the I remember once being like the caption on one of them was like, when you convince yourself like it would be okay, your guys' age gap, and they were literally like 15, and I was like, ooh. That's because I was like, who I can date Harry? That's not weird, you know. Like we're like 22, about to be 22, and how old is he? 26? Yeah, that's normal.
I'm about to be 21, sweetie. I'm a baby.
I'm about to be 22.
Gemini season. Guys, should we do a birthday pod because our birthday week? We were gonna have such a fun birthday week. I'm so mad. We may or may not have been trying to see Tame Impala.
We were gonna see Tame Impala on your fucking birthday. We were gonna go to fucking Chicago and turn up for 22nd.
Guys, Grace's birthday is May 25th. Mine is May 29th. 26. Oh my god, sitting full. I'm so sorry, cancel.
It's truly okay. No one, I feel like everyone, all of my close friends are always like, yeah, the 24th. I'm like, almost.
So close.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Your birthday's the 27th.
My uncle's anniversary is the 30th, and my family's constantly like, May 30th, happy birthday. And I'm like, okay, you owe me 2 gifts. Missed it.
There's also, I think there's a couple girls and ladies night. Like our birthdays are like all in the same week.
You know why? You know why? Because Geminis are the funniest sign.
Period. It's like Geminis and Aquarius. I think that's like makes up the majority of our group.
Yeah, pretty much.
What'd you say? I don't remember everyone's sign.
Well, I do. We don't have to get into astrology. If you guys are interested, text me.
Text me.
Okay, tickety tockety. Any creator? Unfortunately, our favorite TikToker did get canceled.
Oh, she posted. Do you see that?
Dude, I've been keeping up, and that's another fun part of TikTok is there is tea, there is drama, and quarantine is a time where I'm deprived of any sort of drama, so I just want to stir the pot, and
that was exciting.
Kind of provides that.
But it was so sad. I was so bummed. She was so funny. Also, it's like It just sucks. Who are these people who are like, can you imagine exposing somebody? That's crazy. And
I
watching their just
know.
world blow up. I don't know.
Little psycho.
Her it just sucks. I'm just so thankful I wasn't like a stupid, 16-year-old or whatever. She's also really young. Did you know she's like 18?
Oh, I mean, I believe it. Again, that app is just filled with young people.
Yeah, but I'm just so glad that there's really like I've gone through my Twitter a million times and I'm like, there's nothing. The worst thing I tweeted was, I don't care about the government. I just care about what One Direction's doing. Or
Which I retweeted because I was like, so true.
I know, I retweeted it, so clearly I wasn't that embarrassed.
I'm so apolitical. I only care about Harry Styles.
Well, that was just when like Obama was in office and I just like didn't know anything about any negative thing Obama could have done. I was like, he's a cool, chill black president.
He plays basketball and
he looks hot when he wears a tan suit that everyone loves on Easter.
Oh, I miss him every day.
I would just take anything, I guess, at this point. That's so not true, but Obama era was a little more positive than Trump era, I'll be honest. But we don't need to get into
I'll be honest.
All I care about, here's a hot take, okay? Obama was better than Trump. I know.
Okay, everyone's gonna be like, wait, when did I tune into NPR?
Literally, they're gonna be like, okay, whoa.
Grace isn't a drunk. Okay, we literally don't have to give TR UMP the time of day, you guys. We're moving on. Trump definitely isn't on TikTok, period. He has no sense of humor, period.
I'm so glad that he's not on TikTok. Please stay off. Now he's gonna come on now that we've said that.
Wait, actually, I am scared because you know how like, especially during election season, any candidate is like, I'm gonna
go to the poll.
Literally. I'm like kind of glad that they haven't done
infiltrated. I know. Didn't like Bernie's grandkid film him like walking down the stairs or something?
Yeah, wait, but that was really cute. Okay, we don't have to get into the B sand either.
Literally a week after he like stopped his campaign, I got my Bernie shirt in the mail and it was like the size of a Barbie doll shirt and I couldn't even wear it. So this was a big, huge worst week of my life.
Two losses very close together.
So sad.
Yeah, so follow Bernie Sanders' grandson on TikTok.
Yeah, let's plug him.
Okay, can I just quickly say that?
No.
I know 3 TikTok famous people from my high school, which isn't very impressive because there's famously 4,000 people there. But they like come up on my For You page. I'm like, okay, go off.
Bridget Loki has clout. She has like a bunch of viral.
Bridget is Grace's little sister, by the way, and she has a very successful TikTok.
She has like multiple in the like, 40,000 or whatever. But then most of hers will get like at least 1,000. Like she never gets less than like hundreds, which is crazy. But I made one TikTok. I've made like 4 TikToks and they all have like.
Will you explain the one that you made?
Which one? The Harry one?
Or was it a Tyler one?
I think I dedicated it to Harry because it was like more of a broad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Originally I sent Caroline a Snapchat. I did thankfully get a new vibrator that I got $30 off as a win for quarantine, the beginning of quarantine. Sorry if like me talking about a vibrator is upsetting to you guys. Like,
no, hey, look at me. This is a sex positive podcast.
Literally. So anyway, I got my new vibrator. I made a joke. I sent a Snapchat to Caroline. Tyler Cameron, The Bachelor, is like the love of my life, and I was like, oh, just thought about Tyler Cameron, and then it was me like powering it on, and so I made it a TikTok, and then also like just recently I showed my mom how to see who she's like because she follows me on TikTok. My mom's on TikTok like all day.
I love that.
She follows me and I showed her like her following page and she goes, what was up with you and like your dildo? what was the joke there? She always calls it a dildo. I'm like, it's not a dildo.
Literally no pun intended, but like such a different vibe.
It is a huge yeah. I got fun.
And that's comedy.
Anyway, but so she wasn't impressed, but it was just me being like la scrolling on TikTok, seeing Harry Styles and being like
because of all the Harry Styles edits, which thankfully you sent to me. There's so much good content.
There's so much good content.
Again, I know we've said this before.
Fucking tar, but he can't.
Also, just want to take a moment to everyone who's like, I won't download TikTok. Okay, Lizzie Springer. It's like, I don't have time for TikTok. It's like, actually, you do. The world is ending. Laugh for once in your life.
Yeah, what? What are you doing before you go to bed? Like nothing. You're on Instagram. This is more fun. The kids are having fun.
The
Okay,
kids are having fun.
let me think of who I loved on TikTok. Obviously, I loved Emma Ulu, but
Rip
tragic
canceled.
vibes. And then who else did I like?
I don't know if I followed him. Shout out to my friend Last Man Stanley, who makes really like kind of gorgeous A24-esque TikToks.
Ooh, I love like artsy TikToks too, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm there.
wish it could be me. Here's the thing. If you follow me on any social media or just have my phone number at all, I'll either just text you constantly of things that are popping into my head, or I'm constantly tweeting them at Caro Baby with 4 Ys. Feel free to follow me. And so it's like, if I think something's funny, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put it out to the world. How I take that thought and turn it into a TikTok, I have no idea. I don't know how people do that.
Same. Our friend Cam DM'd me and was like, when I was posting my haikus on
Twitter, so good. Everyone, please go read them. So good.
That got me some clout for like a week on Twitter for sure.
Yeah. Your book is gonna be huge. Speaking of quarantine activities, Grace is writing a book.
I'm writing a book. It has like 20 pages. I was writing and I was like, wait, books have to be like minimum 100, so this is gonna go well. Like there's so much I have to write. Anyway, he was like, you should turn these into TikToks, and I was like, how though?
I don't know. As Bridget, you have someone in your home that could help you.
But the thing is, Bridget appeals to an audience that I don't, is a thing. Like, she is kind of like, she's not an e-girl, but just that vibe of people, you know, like she definitely has like a niche following that would not. So, and
light comedy, where it's like there's comedy for everyone, there's TikToks for everyone.
Yeah, there is.
That's why there's a weird variety of like dance. Wait, what is that? Like anime TikTok?
I think it's like cosplay they call it, but it's kind of animated.
You're pretty good at it. She's doing the like cosplay movements right now, just you know.
Cosplay and anime kind of go hand in hand because you can cosplay anime. So.
I mean, my TikTok, I only watch and like ones that I find like really funny. But if you go into the ones I've made, it's just me like attempting to do the savage dance.
You're a good dancer though. Who is commenting your dancing to me?
Tell me right now.
I think I showed you. Who was it?
What is their name and number?
I don't know.
Who should I be dancing for? I have no audience here.
My friend Holbrook said that I was like I had this mic like a while ago, and I was sending AMR videos to my ASMR friends.
Your ASMR friends?
ASMR videos to my friends, and I guess his lab partner, he like sent this lab. He's like, my friend thinks that you're hilarious, and thinks that wants to go on a date with you, and thinks that you're amazing. But it was like a girl, and I was like, sorry,
unfortunate.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, compliment me, please. Tell me more. She's like, oh my god, now she's embarrassed. I was like, no.
Keep it coming.
Tell her to text me everything that she likes about me.
Right. One of my favorite things about you is the way that you introduced me to boys. And that's it.
I thought it was like the way that I
no, it's just
like, how do I do it?
It's you just being like, meet all my friends, and they're actually just all men, and then I just want all of their approval.
Guys girl vibes. I actually do kind of have a lot of guy friends.
Yeah, and we love them. We stan them. That's been a quarantine activity, is you putting me in group chats with your friends, and then us just kind of having an amazing time.
Shout out to Nolan and Ethan, our kings. Literally, my quarantine kings are Nolan and Ethan.
Our quarantine besties. It's funny because it's like I kind of FaceTime and like text you guys more than I do my close friends, and I actually have never met Ethan or Nolan in real life.
When you like one time we FaceTime for like 6 hours at a time, which is crazy.
Right.
But we'll be like, oh, guess we should. Oh, look, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm like, wait. But it was one time you just said that, like you were like, I can't wait to meet you guys one day.
because Noel, it was like either Nolan or Ethan were like, wait, have you met our friend blah blah blah? I'm like, guys, I haven't met you.
And they were like, yeah, come over to my house and like we'll do a road trip to my way or whatever it is.
And you know how this all started was Instagram Live, which is a quarantine activity. The first week of quarantine, everyone was going live
every 5 minutes on my Finsta, and then Nolan follows my Finsta, and then Nolan was going live, and then I'd go live with Nolan, and it was just like weird.
Tale as old as time. This is gonna be the story you tell your grandkids
when we are all a foursome couple.
Right. Oh, beautiful.
That would be gorgeous.
That'd be gorgeous. It would work perfectly.
Yeah.
Shout out. Nolan's not gonna listen. Ethan will listen.
Yeah, Nolan probably won't, but yeah. Ethan's a fan of the pod.
Yeah, he told people to listen to the pod. And that was a huge moment for the pod when you went out and I stayed in. Mm-hmm. You ran into Ethan and he goes, love your podcast. Where's your co-host? And I was like, oh. Oh my
That's
god.
true.
We're successful as hell.
Okay, this is really yeah. Everyone also I have no idea what I was gonna say.
Literally just see, this is what I thought was gonna happen, where I was like, it feels like a FaceTime. Now we're just talking about our friends, and it's like, does anyone care? I do not know.
They'll care.
Okay.
Here's what I would say. Everyone was gonna reach out. I
Okay,
am
Joe
having
Biden
Joe.
vibes.
All quarantine, I've been saying every time I like stroke out, I'm like, oh, that's so awful that I said stroke out. I just mean every time I like can't talk, I'm like straight Joe Biden vibe. We just said it. Oh, it is Joe Biden vibes though. I wonder how he's doing, ruining the GNC.
This is our most political pod ever.
Sorry, guys.
What were you gonna say though? What were you
I
trying
was just gonna say a lot of people are like, make a pod. So I think that everyone is bored and they will listen to our pod.
Yeah, that's why podcasts
they'll
are
love it.
sold out everywhere. Is because everyone's attempting to make a podcast, and it's like, actually be original and do that 2 months before.
Yeah, maybe have 3 episodes out already.
Everything
What do you think about that?
Okay, so I guess that's the end of TikTok.
Yeah, we barely talked about it. There's this guy that has been like popping up on my For You page. You've probably seen him, and he kind of like resembles. Gene always says he looks like Tom Holland. He always has like a backwards baseball.
Yeah, no, I follow him. He was
hat
one of the
on,
ones I DM'd last night.
Lives in like a really. Yeah. Oh my god, I love him.
He did the iconic Outer Banks TikTok where he
yeah.
has not gotten back to me in the DMs, but I'll let you know.
John B responded. Did you see that? Did I say that to you?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
But I just followed him today because he cracked. Gina's like in love with him, but I was like, maybe there was this video of him being like,
yeah, when he was doing the savage dance, he goes, "Attention campers, I will only be doing this dance once," and then he like goes so hard.
And he's wearing an Outdoor Voices hat. I'm wearing Outdoor Voices pants right now.
So
we're dating.
Soulmates. Yeah, he's funny. Follow him. What's his name? I don't know.
I have no idea what his name is. But
my name is Lasagna Lover 420. If you guys want to follow me. Lover spelled L-U-V-R, obviously.
Gina and mine are hi said the rat to the cheese, and mine is hey said the rat to the cheese. Based off one of my favorite viral videos of a guy pretending to be Hobo Johnson.
So funny. And
Gina and I used to watch that and stop laughing. Like, hey, I said the rat to the cheese, even though we couldn't eat cheese. Like oh my god.
So good.
He's consummated. That's the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Hobo Johnson isn't my cup of tea, but I'm not gonna drag anyone who likes him. Sorry.
I am. Fuck you. You have horrible taste. I remember after that video came out, that was like my only opinion of Hobo Johnson, and then I saw a girl like post it on her story, and I was like, no. It was sad.
Sad. Also, is his name Hobo? Is his name actually Hobo?
Probably not. That'd be kind of offensive. It is
yeah,
kind
Hobo's
of
problematic.
Yeah, it is.
Also, and it's not any time close to Halloween, but stop dressing up as homeless people. When has that ever been okay?
One time. So I was in a summer rec league, which I just found out swimming, and I just found out those got canceled, and I'm so sad for them. That's so tragic. But anyway, there's like an invitational meet every year, and you like have a theme, and then there's like a spirit award or whatever. And I remember there was a year where we were hobos and we just like ripped up our shirts. It was just and like rubbed dirt on ourselves. I'm like, this is so fucked. Like looking back, like pictures of me with like a stick. I'm like,
okay, so you are gonna get canceled once you're
that's true. I can at least it's not like a Native American. That's better.
Yeah, it's actually super easy to just dress as something totally fine, and people seem to have trouble with that sometimes.
I am wondering, Bridget's friend made her boyfriend and then left it here at our house a candle that looks like a Day of the Dead skull. Is that culture appropriation?
You're asking the wrong person.
What do you think?
I remember we used to celebrate that in like elementary school, but I did go to an elementary school with like a Latinx community and like was talking, like it wasn't just like a white woman standing in front of a bunch of white kids being like, look at this.
I asked because it smells good and it's cute. I'm like, should I put this in my room?
I don't know. Comment down below, guys. Answer those questions for Grace.
Let me know.
Okay, so the next segment, which we usually do, is stand up or tweet. I'm just gonna let you know right now, I have zero creative juices flowing and have not thought of a single thing for stand up because nothing is happening in my life. But we can go to the Twitter drafts if you're.
Yeah, I have just been writing a book.
True.
So that's what
do you want to read one of your haikus right now?
I'll just read my haikus. They won't take very long. But you read your drafts while I pull it up.
Let's see what are. Okay, well, this one's on brand. Outer Banks is what The Sopranos wished it could be.
Why have I? Here's the thing. Why have I finished Outer Banks? Why have I not finished Sopranos?
Sopranos, period. I'll probably release that into the world as more people are watching. What other ones? Because okay,
Will you
Parasite,
tweet that?
yeah, but this one also Parasite walked so Outer Banks could run. Because social class, like the commentary.
Just do a thread.
Just an Outer Banks thread. Yeah, no, I'll release these.
My tweeter's been doing good on.
Yeah, you're blowing up.
Yeah. Is that all your drafts?
No, I have tons of drafts, but they're just in my drafts for a reason because they're trash.
I actually didn't think I had any drafts, but then I found that I did have like 3 drafts. Let's see what they are.
Were you considering doing? I'm just truly curious because a lot of people are doing this on Twitter, the fuck, marry, kill voting thing to see what you would get.
No, wait, what's that?
People are just like doing like fuck, marry, kill me. What would you answer? Because people are like, can't sleep, too busy thinking about if I've ever been an option for fuck, marry, kill, and like, what? And the thing is, I just want to be included in the game. I don't care if you kill me.
That's true.
It's the thought that counts.
That's true. Well, we did one. What did we do? We've been doing a lot with Nolan and Ethan in our group chat. That's kind of been something we've been doing.
Yes,
it was me. It was
of you from high school and being like, fuck.
It was me in a speed suit for swimming, which like goes to your knees and comes up to your neck.
I'm gonna say we'll post it on the pod Instagram. I'm going to.
You should. It's a horrifying photo, and I'm wearing a gold swim cap that's like this color of my skin. And then I sent a picture of my senior portrait, and then it was just the other concept was me now. So it was like fuck, marry, kill, swimmer Grace, portrait, senior portrait, and me now. And everyone said they were gonna marry me now.
Yeah, marry you now, and then kill swimmer Grace because she looks like a threat to society. The thing is, you would try to kill her, and then you'd end up killing us.
Here's the thing: these suits, okay, they take. I remember so. I had only done in middle school, like prior to high school, I'd only done like the summer swim team, so no one was wearing speed suits, obviously.
Yeah.
And then my freshman year of high school, I swam in high school, and this girl was like, "Hey, can you come help me?" I was swimming in the bathroom, like this was like sectionals or something. I was like, "Oh, sure." And she gets butt ass naked, and I was like, "Oh, what do you need help with?" And she's like, "Help me put this on." And I swear to God, my face was like in between her legs, like, "Okay."
Aren't those the suits that you like only wear for like state when it's like you need to be super fast? Yeah, those look crazy.
That shit drops like 4 seconds. It's actually absurd. It's you feel like a penguin or something. Like it's really crazy. You feel really slick in the water. But anyway, I have huge boobs. It literally made me look flat chested, and I know brag, but it's like a tank top, obviously. And my dad was at my swim meet, and he like came down to take a picture. I'd literally just gone out of the water, so like cap on, like whatever. And I go, and I'm like in swimming shape, aka my broad shoulders are massive at this point in time because like my triceps get really big. You know what I mean? It's just like,
you look good.
Yeah, no, I was in shape, but it's just like I went like this, which if the viewers can see, I was like, hi,
like making your shoulders really broad
up. And like just think of like flexing your shoulder blades and making your like, what's this, a fucking trap or something? Anyway,
who knows?
I look like Michael Phelps basically, and of shoulder width, and it's really a scary photo. And all these, my dad posted it on Facebook, so it comes on my memories every year. And it was like all of these people being like, the picture of health, and I was like, it was so ugly. I wish I'd had it because the gold was our sectional cap too. So usually I had maroon, which like is not flattering, but not
gold was just looks like a bald cap, to be honest.
It looks like a because Brebeuf, my high school, they have Vegas gold, so it's basically like tan. It's an ugly color, and it was the color of my face, so it wasn't a good picture. But my should I tweet this? I don't know. It says, interesting how I say, quote, I would die for them for just about anyone. Maybe a pattern worth looking into.
I would go ahead and bring that up with your therapist. Sure.
Should I tweet that though? Is that funny?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tweet it right now.
You told me to tweet mine. I'm telling you to tweet yours.
Okay.
Again, and follow us, guys. Great content.
The other one is like, this has just been said, so I'm probably not going to tweet it, but I put this in my draft a long time ago was the old, is that a cute outfit or is she just skinny? But then like I've
Ooh.
seen that 100
Yeah,
times since
that's
then.
just like big pants, tiny t-shirt type thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Will you read one of your haikus to end stand-up routine?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Should I just read all of them? It'll take like a minute.
Oh yeah, because they're famously 575 syllables.
Oh yeah.
In case anyone was wondering.
All right, everyone put on their black berets and snap in
I'm
their
ready to
houses.
snap. I'm ready to snap.
2 bagels one day. 2 bagels in one day vibes. One day, 2 bagels. I literally wrote that as I was making my second bagel of the day, and then it like got like 60 favorites. I was like,
because it's okay. Here's the thing: when you get bagels, you get like a ton of bagels.
Yeah,
you
get like a pack,
brunch, whatever. So you're gonna have one for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's no, you're not gonna let them go bad.
I know, they're so.
That's why I got so many favorites, because it was relatable.
Yeah. And then I dropped my pill. Where is my Lexapro pill? Lexapro in bed because I lost my Lexapro pill. Should not eat bagels. I have a gluten headache and anxiety. That was my other one for the night. These are what I continued. Anxiety is sexy, cute, and also fun. I love having it.
So true. Sexy, cute, and fun.
Klonopin, Xanax make me feel warm and fuzzy. Can't take that often. My quarantine,
not a great habit.
Yeah, my quarantine is all about going blind from looking at my phone. Is it normal to see weird things floating around in your eyes all day?
Okay, that's actually an issue for you that you should.
I have a really, I think I'm going blind. Here's an idea. Okay, it's a BuzzFeed quiz. What cancer are you? That's what I wrote. What do you think yours would be?
What cancer am I? Okay, you would obviously be breast. I don't think I know enough cancers. I think mine would be the sign Cancer. I think it would be a rising.
Okay, yeah,
like my astrology sign.
I think I would be leukemia because I'm convinced I have it. Anyway.
And actually, that's one of those things that you say, and I'm like, Grace, come on, you're being crazy. And then you go into detail as to why, and I'm like, okay, let's talk to the doctor.
Yeah. Here's an idea. Oh wait, no,
I just started GoFundMe for you because you have leukemia.
Because I'm a Pogue and I need help paying for leukemia.
Please donate to my Pogue friend.
Hey, I'm a kook, but like I can afford to pay for my friend's leukemia treatment. Okay, this is not funny. What if I have leukemia?
This is gonna age so poorly.
I know. Fuck. Okay, when I die of leukemia. Anyway, does anyone else think about cancer a lot, or is it me vibes? I had to throw vibes for the extra syllable.
And that's actually what they don't teach you in school, is if haikus are being difficult, just throw in vibes at the end.
Yeah, the ones with like anxiety are so hard because it's anxiety. That's so many freaking.
That's actually the theme of every one of your haikus. So
I know, I made it hard to myself. Okay. Am I Robert Frost? These poems are really good. Give me a contract.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know. Whoever gives contracts for poems. 45 minutes. Where the fuck are my glasses? Velma vibes for real.
Literally. Dude, next episode I'm talking about Scooby-Doo too, period.
Here's me like looking for my glasses every night.
Totally
or like Gina, someone will be like, hey, look at this. And I'm like trying to find my glasses to put them on my head because they're like deep in the couch. Because I can't see when I'm wearing them. You know what I mean? I can't look that close.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Anyway.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe to get you new glasses because that's actually been an issue for years.
I haven't seen them for so long, and they're like,
we only raise enough for you to get a monocle.
Yeah. Just close one of my eyes all the time. All right, last two. Poop jokes are funny. Sorry if you don't like them. Sorry you're a loser.
Seriously, poop jokes will forever be funny.
I love to pretend that I'm in my own movie. They are really good. Thank you, everyone.
Those are so good, and I'm so excited that I'm your manager, and I will be getting 10% of what those make.
And then the rest of my book aren't haikus, but I want to go back and work on my haikus again because they're pretty emotional.
They're great. What you should do? What's the one where it's like a word down, acrostic or something?
I think something.
I just love those memes where it's like love, and then they just don't follow the letters at all.
I love that.
Okay, well, we're just at about an hour, so should we end with our, Hey Harry segment?
Yeah, we should.
Even though we've already talked about him.
Yeah, Harry, I hope your quarantine's going okay. I'm sorry your tour got canceled, or postponed. I will be there whenever it happens, just so you know. And I hope you're being creative. And thank you so much for making my quarantine better with all the edits the 15-year-olds are making of you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I have to say to Harry this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I retweet all of that. I favorite all of that even. I hope that I mean, I hate it for myself, but like if you were quarantining with like someone, I hope that she's good to you. And
No, Kendall Jenner was seen with a guy who she said she throws her coochie at.
Oh right, the NBA player.
I think she was just saying hi to Harry.
Okay, well,
I fucking hope so,
I
man.
hope so. But Harry, yeah, hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Grace and I will be in the watermelon pit when your tickets.
Or the cherry one. We haven't decided.
Or the
I
cherry
kind of
one.
let's do watermelon.
Okay, those are the names of the seats, by the way.
Okay, you don't know that. Look it up.
Yeah, and shout out, and Harry, you should get on TikTok because there's some amazing edits of you.
That would be crazy.
Crazy. If Harry and Timothy got on TikTok, they'd be so overwhelmed. They'd be like, okay, everyone literally is so oh, I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Gina won't stop playing that song.
Yeah, that's a TikTok trend, by the way. That's all. Hey, Grace, look at me. That's all I want for my birthday is fans, will you make an edit of us, please? Is it too much to ask for our birthday?
You know who could do that? Someone I know in the room next to me. Little sister.
Bridget, please make an edit of
Riley.
us.
She's gonna the family shit.
We're dancing really hard, just so you know. Once that edit is made, guys, we'll be uploading it to Attention Seeking Behavior Pod on Instagram. Follow us.
Oh my god! Wait, I'm gonna make Bridget do that tonight.
And also, hopefully, we can do this every week because we have nothing going on.
We can do it every day if you guys want.
Is that too much? If you guys want it every day, just literally text us our phone numbers. We'll just FaceTime. Because, like we previously mentioned, we'll FaceTime with complete strangers if we want to.
Because you already have it already. This
Omegle vibes.
Omegle, yeah, damn near.
Grace, look at me. I love you.
And Caroline, you look at me. And I love you.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.